Hello guys, welcome to Auto Latest Cars. This car it's a brand new MG HS, one of the biggest new cars in commerce in European market. We are in Romania here, when the importer Quantum Mobile actually sells a lot of MG HS, because this car actually competes directly with the new Dacia Duster 3. So first of all, if you want a Dacia Duster 3, please go and test drive an MG HS, because this car has 7 years warranty, a 1.5 liter turbo engine, 164 horsepower and 250 Newton meters. It has a DSG7 gearbox with the wet clutch, which is very good. And this car, this special one in our review, it's an exclusive one. It has alloy wheels with 235/50 and R18 with Maxxis tires made in Taiwan. This car also it's offered with about, I don't know, 25,000 euros, and for this kind of money you'll receive 2 tailpipes, decent one, real one, multi-link rear suspension, and electric tailgate. Let me show you. This is the electric tailgate. Inside you'll have a decent boot. Of course, it's an SUV, it's not an MPV, and a lot of spare space here where a tire fit is put. This thing actually goes quite well. Let me show you something else. This is the way it closes, which is decent. It's not that bad. So for more specs, because outside it's raining, let's go inside. So first of all, the sound of the door. The keys are okay. Inside, okay, it's a rainy day today in southeast of Europe. It's very bad today. You'll have let's talk about the engine. First of all, you'll have a 1.5 T-GDi engine, 162 horsepower and at 5,500 RPM, 250 Newton meters at 1,000 RPM, which is quite good. 0-100 it's 9.9 seconds, and max speed 190. I think this car could go 200 kilometers now with no problem. The car has also an all-around view monitor. Of course, the resolution of the camera, it's like Nokia 3310, which is quite bad for a 2024 car. I don't know why Chinese didn't mount a very more decent 4 camera, but it works. It's okay. The menu, it's you could put it. Let's say, okay, let's close this one. So do you have, this is a Romanian language. Set as it's settings, navigation, stop. You have it's okay, because you have the stop button. So when you're driving alone, you don't want to be distracted, so you have stop. The navigation, if you put, let's activate navigation today, a lot of delay. I go navigation. I think it's a Chinese navigation with TomTom software. Accept, and we are here. It's decent. It's okay. The navigation, it's okay. It's not quite bad. When it starts, it's okay. Inside, the quality of the materials are quite much more better than Dacia. First of all, you have soft materials here, some plush leather here, and when you go down there on the dash, also leather with red stitching. Very nice. This is an aluminium protection, which is plastic, is not aluminium. 2 USB ports. The gearbox, it's quite interesting. You have a shift lock here. Drive. When you put it in reverse, the sound, this sound appears, but it's quite strange. Okay, the front camera, I don't know, it must be a problem here, but you put it on drive or parking. Yeah, of course, this is normal. You have normal handbrake is here, auto hold is here, stop and start button, electric tailgate, warning lights, and 360. The steering wheel, it's normal, because it's the old Passat VW Passat CC steering wheel, or a Golf 6 or a Golf 7. You have the same configuration, because SAIC motor company actually builds VW and Audi cars in China, so they are experts in making German cars in for Chinese market, the biggest market in the world. So a lot of guys don't know, but MG HS, it's like an old platform of VW Tiguan, and the multi-link rear suspension, I think it has a lot of common with the previous generation of Tiguan. The engine, it's a GM 1.5. It's the former engine made by GM for Chinese models, especially for Buick brand. Buick is also one of the biggest sellers in China. So SAIC builds Buick and GM in China, so they have this engine, which is quite good. A lot of guys ask me about this engine, believing that this engine is the same with the SsangYong Tivoli or Coranda. No, SsangYong 1.5 T-GDi engine is made by SsangYong with the former boss Mahindra from India. This engine is made by SAIC with the General Motors. This is a Buick and a GM engine. This is not a SsangYong engine. So in real life, this engine is much more fuel efficient compared with the SsangYong type, and also it's not the Kia Hyundai engine. Kia Hyundai engine are made only by Kia and Hyundai in South Korea. This is made in China. So the car actually drives quite well. 0-100, I told you, 9.9 seconds. The fuel consumption is around 10. Now we are standing. The average on last 128 kilometers is like 11.6 liters, but 128 kilometers in 5 hours. So this is a city driving. The fuel consumption is decent. It's much more economical than a SsangYong car, and the gearbox it's quite good. I hate only two things: the slowness of the gearbox. When you enter in on an intersection, you have to press hard the acceleration, and I think SAIC made this a softer issue because they want this gearbox to last more compared with the torque converter gearbox, which is more direct. I think this double clutch is made by SAIC to run, I don't know, 200 or 300,000 kilometers, compared with the DSG7 from VW that has a lot of problems below 200,000 kilometers, and it's a plus. When you start the car, when you drive it in normal life, the gearbox it's okay. It's not as fast as the last generation, I don't know, Getrag gearbox, but it's decent, and it offers you a lot of the fuel consumption is quite good, because the engine is like every time, 99% of the time is like 1500 RPM. So if you like automated cars, please like and subscribe. And if you like to buy a Dacia Duster 1.2 TCA engine with 3 cylinders and 130 horsepower, please go and review and test drive MG HS, because you will have 7 years warranty or 150 kilometers, compared with the 4 years and 100 kilometers for Dacia. The materials inside are much better than you will find in a Suzuki S-Cross, SsangYong Corando, or Dacia Duster. Of course, Dacia Duster is like a van. It's like a very hard plastic inside. The running, the suspension, it's quite beautiful. Actually, the MG and SAIC made this car to be a statement for the European market, because it's it has an compartment in driving compartment like a premium car, like a premium SUV. It's like an old Mercedes-Benz GLC from 2010. It's soft, it's easy, you don't have to hurry it, and the suspension, it's wobbly sometimes, but which is good, because we drive on bad roads. We are not in Switzerland or Holland. We are in East Europe, and we hear a lot of bumps, a lot of bad roads. And if you go off-road, this car actually has a very, very nice suspension. In the last 2 weeks we've tested on Subaru Forester, and the suspension off-road, it closes. It's like a Forester one, which is quite good, because Forester, it has Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it's made to go off-road, and this is not made to go off-road. This is a asphalt car, a street car. Thank you. Hello guys, we are inside now in driving this new MG HS. As you could see, the car it's quite good compared with the I don't know, let's say somehow low cost vehicles like Suzuki S-Cross or Suzuki Vitara or Dacia Duster 3, the best, the car, the SUV that is going to be a blockbuster in European market. Everybody says the Dacia Duster 3 is the best one. Anyway, MG HS, it's a car that it's more comfortable. The running gear, it's perfect. The gearbox is decent. We are driving now at 98 kilometers an hour at 1900 RPM, and the fuel consumption is like 8 liters at 100 kilometers an hour. But if you drive slower, let's say 60, 70, 80 kilometers an hour, like on normal countryside roads, you will have a decent fuel consumption of 6 liters or 6.5 liters at 100 kilometers an hour. We like the fact that when you drive the car, the signs recognition actually work. Slippery, be aware. It's going to be a tight turn. This is quite nice for the multimedia system. A lot of new cars, premium brands, don't have this system, and actually it's quite good. At 100 kilometers an hour and the 7 gear, 2000 RPM, and the fuel consumption it's like 8 liters at 100 kilometers an hour. Inside the tires are quite good. The sound of the tires is decent. The windshield wipers actually work compared with the Tesla or the other premium brands. As I told you, the navigation it's quite nice. Before you reach an intersection, the navigation is going to show you the direction, and the most important direction. Actually, we are driving on the normal road in Romania. The speed limit is 70. Of course, we are driving faster because everybody is driving faster, but the car actually drives quite good. So if you want to buy a Dacia Duster 3, as I told you inside that static video, we are going to recommend you to drive an MG HS because it has a bigger engine, 1.5 liter, 162 horsepower, a better gearbox. The DSG7 actually drives quite well. You have also a sport mode. Down there it's a drive, yes, and if you put it on sport, the sound it's worse, but the car doesn't feel that sporty. So drive it on a normal drive, not on sport, because the car is heavy, the aerodynamic is not so good, and the engine is quite small. It's a 1.5 liter petrol engine, turbo but petrol engine. The road holding of the car on the twisty roads is quite good, but the engine it's like it behaves like an LPT, light pressure turbo. So you kick the acceleration, and after one second the turbo would go in the boost, and in a boost, and you'll have much more power. So this car is made for decent cruising on normal roads, on European roads. This car is made for Europe, and it's very good, very comfortable, very safe, 5 stars Euro NCAP, and much better compared with the Dacia Duster 3, a car that everybody is telling us is the best SUV, small entry-level SUV on the European market. Wrong. The MG HS is the best one, and in 2 months from now, this car will receive the hybrid engine, which is a 1.6 naturally aspirated engine with an electric 112 or 18 horsepower electric engine integrated in a modular gearbox. The engine from the MG's free hybrid, so 195 horsepower compared with 162, which is a best buy because the fuel consumption will drop to, I don't know, 5 or 6 liters per 100 kilometers an hour, or 8 in town. Thank you.